Hello everybody, welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to do an extensive tour on my website. I don't know how interesting this will be, but I wanted to sort of talk about where my website is at because I feel like I am at a really good place with it and I'm really happy about it. If you don't know, this is one of my favorite projects. This is probably one of the things I enjoy maintaining the most. I think it's very good for my ADHD brain. I built this website within a few days, the initial concept, and then, every day or so, I usually add something to it, and it just slowly grows and grows, and I think it's at a pretty cool spot. I did say extensive look, but there are a lot of secret pages on this website that maybe no one has found, and I probably won't show those, but I will show the main pages and sort of talk about my design and what I was going for. Most of this is coded entirely by me. One thing that is very copy and paste is some drop down buttons, which you'll see later in the website, as well as there's supposed to be a rainbow cursor on this page. I've never seen it work on any of my browsers, so maybe it just doesn't work. But maybe that's supposed to be here. I don't know what's happening with that. Other than that, everything I've learned from W3 Schools, which is a great resource for learning HTML and JavaScript and CSS and whatever else. This is the main page that you hop on into when you go to https://insect.christmas, which is what you should use instead of the insecure HTTP, although there's really not much data transfer happening here, so it probably doesn't really matter. But your browser or something might block it if you do HTTP. I don't know. On every page, I have the big website name at the top, insect.christmas, and I have a link here which links to a Soviet film from like 1912 or some shit, 1917, called like The Insect's Christmas, which is pretty funny. Every page has a status. So you'll see here it says home status. So I like to update these every so once in a while. That gives you sort of a look at like an overview of maybe like what the page is doing, or sometimes it's just silly, or sometimes it's informative or whatever. Right now it says buy a sticker, and if you click this, you'll be able to go to a sticker. There's an about section, which I am very anal about. I have changed the index page here, the home page, way too many times. The most recent edition was that I added this giant, well, the most recent large edition was that I added this giant website directory. I understand it's kind of redundant because obviously there is a banner on every page that has links to sort of the main creative pages. You have home, art, blog, games, music, podcast, stream, and video. But I was finding that it was actually pretty hard to navigate to other pages. Like it was kind of clunky. And so I just added this giant website directory on the right, which I guess maybe could just replace the entire banner here with all the links. And that could just be the navigation of the entire website. But I'll keep both for now. I'm not really sure, but I really like how it looks. I got these like spinning pumpkins, and you get the index page on the right, and then you got all the different pages. I've separated them in my head. I feel like some of these are creative projects, which sometimes are more work focused. Like sometimes these are just jobs, and some of these are more for fun than others. You know what I mean? But this is all the main stuff. You know, this is like the big heap. And then I have a bunch of personal pages, which are more so for me, but they could be interesting to somebody else if they care, I guess. But try not to care too much about these because they're mainly just for me. And then over here is more informational pages. So there's a blog, which is where I give updates, and there's an external directory which has links. So yeah, I also have a web ring on the bottom. This links to one of my friends' pages, which is really cool. If any of my friends listening to this, I don't know if my friends watch this, so maybe not. That's not really a thing. I would love to add you to my web ring if you want to make a website. That would be really cool. Yeah, so this is where I live online, and this is my cool little website, and this is the main page. So let's go down here. So I guess let's go down the creative project. So I have the art page. Whenever I do a drawing, I I draw fairly often. This is not every drawing that I've done this year, but in 2024 I've had like, I guess 7 completed pieces, but I've drawn a lot more than that. These are just the 7 that I was happy enough to post. I probably draw once a week or once every other week. And typically when I draw, and I mean draw, by the way, like not doodle. I doodle a lot. Like I'll doodle when I'm waiting or like, just to cope. But like once a week or every other week, I will draw a full piece. It's very stimulating. I just sit down and I draw something until completion. Usually, sometimes I take 2 sessions. And all these pieces here take anywhere from like, I would say 2 to like 6 hours probably, something around there. I'm trying to think which one of these took the longest. Honestly, this ladybug one took a while for some reason. Same with this one over here, because this giant, which I don't know if I don't like to explain too much of my art, but this is like a giant like server room rack with just a bunch of shit on it. That's like, that was really tiny, like on the page. So that really gave me some cramps. So this took extra long. But yeah, this is my art page. So typically whenever I draw something I'm really proud of, a piece, I will put it on this page. And I drew a lot more than this in 2023, but these are sort of like the main ones that I feel proud enough to post. However, I'm looking at this now and I'm getting OCD. I feel like I need to add one more from 2023 just so this is even and there's not a blank space. But that's because I'm psychotic. At the bottom, there's a Google Drive link, which will actually give you every single piece of art in full quality, in high quality, and to download or do whatever you need to with. Feel free to use it for whatever, as long as you're not selling it. I don't really care what you do with it. Even if you want to like make a print yourself for cheaper or something, if it's just for you or like a friend or something, go for it. Just don't sell my stuff. But yeah, so at the top I have Buy Originals, which takes you to my Etsy page where I sell original art framed and signed. So for example, like this ladybug here, it's not on the shop yet, but eventually, maybe. You would buy the actual drawing that I did. So it's like a 1 of 1. And I sell those on there. It's actually been doing pretty well. I'm really thankful for all the purchases. If you're someone listening to this who has bought a piece of art, I really appreciate it. This is probably one of my, like this is in the top 3 or maybe top 2 like things that I do. Like drawing is one of my favorite things to do. So if I could do this like as a living, like if I could just like, this could be my living for life, like that would satisfy me for sure. So I really appreciate that. Obviously, I'm doing okay, so don't feel like you need to go like buy the art. I don't need to do it as a living. That's like why it's awesome right now. But I also have a link to buy prints, where those are a little cheaper, and you can buy prints of any piece of art that I've completed there. And then there's a commission link, which I don't really have time or feel like doing commissions, so honestly, I should probably remove that from my website. Yep. And then obviously I have this ad up here. On the website, you'll notice that there are some silly ads. None of them are viruses yet. Maybe in 2030, somebody will buy this website and put hacks all over it, but they're just like ads. They're just silly ads. So that one goes to my Etsy shop. Okay, so next page we'll go to, down the chronological here of my directory, would be games. This is a pretty boring page, but yes, I made a video game once in 2021. I've tried to make many other video games. It feels like maybe a dozen fucking games at some level have been attempted to be made. A friend and I have tried making some games, which one of them got a really like a large amount of work done, but it just has kind of lost steam. There's some games that I've worked on in my free time, like you probably remember Cat Night, which I worked on for a while. That was actually really solid. Like I had a good concept going. Like you could roughly play it. There were some bugs, but the concept was there. Like the foundation was there. But it's just really hard to complete a game. So hopefully one day I'll make another game. But right now, all I have is TV Kids. So maybe if you look at this page in the future, you'll see other games. But right now, it's just this game. Okay, and then there's a music page. a lot of pages will have these, if you notice right here, there's a play button. So I have this turned off in my browser. I don't allow the website to autoplay. But the website does autoplay music on some pages, which I think is, that's by design. I'm trying to annoy the user. There's a lot of annoying aspects of this website that when a layman comes to view it, they probably get kind of annoyed. And I actually kind of like that because I don't really care. And I'm kind of contrarian. So I want people to like go to it and be like, oh, this is like, wow, this is like a website from 2004. This fucking sucks. And then turn it off. That's fine. So on this page, normally music would be playing, but it's not. I also formatted this web page or this entire website for my computer only. So on a lot of phones, it looks like absolute shit. Like if you try to load this website on a phone, it will look like garbage. And that's also by design. I don't really care to make it look good on the phone because I don't really like phones. Like ideally, I would not use that as much. Yeah, so this page just has a good overview of all the music that I've made. There's also a Lilac Boy page, which I guess I can go to like this. And the reason this exists is because on a link tree an old link tree, there's a link to lilacboy.com or something, which takes you to insect.christmas.lilacboy, which was the old HTML link for the music page. But then when I brought this website over and did all the code to a different host, I changed the URL. So I just added this the other day, actually. This is actually the most recent thing I've done to the website as of this recording, because I wanted that link to still work on the link tree. Instead of removing it from the link tree, I made the link work by making another page, lilacboy.html, which I don't think will get updated. We'll see what happens, but this should be how it looks. But actually, no, I probably will have to update it like for this final stuff. But this has every EP, every compilation, like of the demos, and every LP, Spotify M'd. And it really annoys me that there's 2 empty spots here. I almost wish I didn't release one of these albums or that I released 2 other things just so it's even, which is really fucked up. Yeah, I'm going to come back and make 2 more albums just so I don't have to fucking see this anymore. Maybe I'll release more demos. I have a lot of those. Yeah, so let's go back to the homepage. All right, then there's a podcast page. Again, this page is pretty boring. I don't really know what I could do to spruce this up, but yeah, I have 2 podcasts. One of them is on an indefinite hiatus, and one of them is Patreon paywalled. So this page is not very interesting. Then I have Psycho Star, which is a fiction story that I'm writing. The idea of this is to not think very much. So it's a story that I'm writing mostly without thinking. So it's basically it's like word vomit. For the most part, but it's a fictional story. I wrote this like little blurb, and I don't even know if I like it. I don't even feel like reading it again. I wrote this one night at like 4 a.m, and then I haven't touched this page since. This is my stream page, which the real fans of any of my shit will watch my stream on insect.christmas/stream. You can actually watch the whole stream. Do you even have a chat? You just have to log in on your browser. And yeah, you got some information on the side. Blah, blah, blah. You got a Google Doc. You got links to things and everything. You got a cat dancing. Hurrah. And then obviously you have the video page, which again has some banner ads. It's got all my channels that are still like active that are just run by me. And then it has some additional video, which has Sleep Deprived and all the music stuff and everything like that. I got a link to my favorite YouTube videos ever, which I need to update that. I feel like I've seen a couple cool ones. There was a really good video actually I watched recently by Tinks for Nothing. I should add that to that playlist. Yeah, so a bunch of links there. All right, so that's all the creative project pages. And then I have personal pages. So I have this here. This is really just for me. This is why I say that I don't really care to show these. Like, I mean, it's okay if you see them. You can look at them. That's fine. Or maybe it'll give you some inspiration or some sort of intrigue. But This is a page just for me. I was like, you know what? Maybe I do some cool things sometimes. I'm gonna write out a list of my accomplishments, and this actually makes me feel a little better, about things. I'm like, okay, I did some stuff, so there's that. And then I have an anime page. This is actually the page that is the most tedious to work on. It's not done, so you'll see if you scroll down here. These are all the ones that I need to add to this table. This exists so that I don't have to use the website My Anime List anymore. I have nothing against My Anime List, but I just figured it would be cool to make my own, which is really just laborious and annoying, but I kind of really like how this looks, and it's fun. And I do update this. Whenever I watch anime, I do update it. So it has a big backlog that I need to sort through. I did some work recently. I added like a lot of these. It also has a couple features that My Anime List doesn't, and those features really annoy me on my on My Anime List. And I'll tell you that the big one, the main one, is that on My Anime List, if there are multiple seasons of an anime, they count them as separate anime. And I guess that's sort of correct because they do upload those seasons at totally different times. Sometimes it takes years for another season. On my page, I consolidate. So, for example, Jujutsu Kaisen just says Jujutsu Kaisen. It doesn't say Season 1 or Season 2. It has the release dates from Season 1 through Season 2. It has both directors and all the episodes from seasons combined. I personally find that more satisfying because I hate to have to click the different... Like, it should all just be consolidated. Another difference is that I don't care to rate things anymore, other than on Letterboxd and Rate Your Music, I guess. But just that's kind of almost like a force of habit. Honestly, it would be maybe an end goal to have pages for Rate Your Music and Letterboxd as well, like my own personal ones. That's maybe a later project. That would be sort of tough, given that I'm having trouble working through this backlog already. But yeah, these are just tables, HTML tables that show different. It just has a bunch of information. So it has cover art, and these are ripped straight from My Anime List. Oh wait, I do give I forgot I added ratings. Okay, never mind, I lied. I do have ratings. It's a 5-star system. There's no half stars, and so it's very vague and loose. And it's mostly based on emotional feeling. So if I just felt like I really liked it, then that's it. I don't really logically think about these things too much. I give a little note too about like maybe what I liked about it or something funny. I got the release dates, the name, the type. Is it a movie, a TV show, OVA, the studio, the director, or multiple, the character, progress, that sort of stuff. And you can see that I'm really interested in retro anime these days. A lot of my anime that I'm watching are like very old. I think I just don't care too much for the new stuff, unless it's like a huge shonen. Anyway, let's go back. I also have a collections page, and this basically just takes you to videos from the channel that you're watching right now. So anytime I upload something that's sort of like more of like a material possession or like a collection or something interesting that I picked up that I'm really passionate about, like an object or a piece of tech or whatever, I will put it on this page. So yeah, like this will probably get updated as I upload more. Then I have insect.christmas/kiwi, which is actually a page that shows all of my pets, which hopefully will be slowly populating because I want to get more bugs as pets. But yeah, you have some information about kiwi, then you have some information about my beetles, as well as videos about them. And as well on the bottom. Yeah, you can also see a lot of images of my pets on Instagram at AstridZTAR. That's what I'm going by on all my personal stuff now. So if you're like trying to find me, my main social media now are for Astrid's Dar is my website, this YouTube channel that you're watching, Instagram, and then I made a TikTok, but I mostly just scroll. I might post. I'm not sure. I might do something with that. I don't know. And then I think that's it. I think those are like the main. I have like a Twitch too, an Astrid Zatar Twitch, but I also don't know if I'll use that very often. So it's mainly the YouTube and the Instagram, and then my website for more like personal or just like whatever I want type shit. I'm having a lot of fun with this sort of stuff actually because I genuinely just don't give a shit. I like sleep deprived or like astrozyst stuff. is can be fun sometimes, but it's it's a job, and like I wanted to have some sort of outlet that felt more like a hobby, and so that's what this other stuff is. It's just this is hobbyist essentially. It might make some money at some point. Like this YouTube channel probably might it's is gonna get ads just because enough people view it, so it'll make a little bit of money or something. But this is mainly just for myself. So if anyone's wondering about that, um, then yeah, what do we got here? Media. So yeah, this is where I stole this from. I think it's from W3 Schools as well. So yeah, but this has little buttons that expand down, and this goes to the anime page. I got like some board games stuff over here. This goes to a picture of my current collection, which is a little outdated. I got to take a new picture. Has some of my favorite board games. You got books and lectures. You got manga, which I have not read manga since I think January. Honestly, it's been a while. Movies, which has a link to my Letterboxd, and yeah, so on and so on. You can explore that if you're interested. I have a philosophy page, which shows like some of the sort of philosophies that I'm interested in. It's very vague and just very simple. It's mostly just like to get people looking at it, like if someone wants to go take a look at open source stuff and see what that's about, or if someone wants to take a look at a Michael Parenti lecture, I think that's a net positive. I have a thoughts page. This is like the blog used to be like this. I would like type whatever I wanted. The thoughts page now is sort of like it's sort of a blog, but this is like just random thoughts. If I have like a thought that I feel like feels important or feels silly or stupid, I'll put it on this page. So there's that. And then I have the blog. This is for big updates, or if I have like a big personal thing I want to talk about, I'll put it on here. So for example, I was really happy the other day when I saw cicadas, and so I made a blog post about that. But there's also mostly just updates about things that I'm doing. Or so if you want to know, like, if you're like curious as to what's going on in the the online Astrid world, the blog will have big updates. But also the Discord is a good place for that. And then at the very bottom you have the external directory, which this will take you to like all the main external links. A lot of this stuff is nowhere else on the website, so it's helpful to have this page. For example, the Discord server, which is probably the best place to get updates and announcements. It's only for that. It's not for talking, because I don't really like talking. All right, well, I like talking. I don't really like Discord servers. I think people get kind of annoying, and they're really hard to manage, and I don't have the time or energy or the wherewithal or any interest in reading that all day. But yeah, I got like Etsy page, like that's kind of redundant. That's on the website. There's GitHub, Instagram, Letterboxd, Lichess, all kinds of stuff on here. There's a pumpkin here. If you click that, it goes to a link tree. You have my dragons that you can click, which they've already grown to maturity, so I don't know why you would need to click them anymore, but they are there. I need to pick up another egg. Then I have links to like give money, basically, like different ways to give money if you're interested. And yeah, that is a overall tour, extensive tour of my website as of May 26th, 2024. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. There are a couple secret pages or pages that are probably not even really like meant to be secret, but probably exist that I just didn't delete. I'm very haphazard with this website. It's very sloppy because it's just personal. It's not meant to be like efficient or like perfect. It's just for me. So there's some silly stuff on here if you try messing around. And I would like to add more of that. I think that's really fun. So that is my website, and thank you for watching.